What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. This is a continuation of the Toronto Maple Leafs 2021 player previews. Now, I know this one is going to have a ton of comments, a lot of people having a lot to say. This is on my current favorite Maple Leaf, William Nylander. Now, let's collectively, me and you watching this video right now, because I know there's a lot of people that we argue in the comments, and most of the time, either you act out or I act out, and we both act stupid whenever we're talking or arguing about the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't want to do that anymore. We're going into the new year. I love you guys. Even if you disagree with me, you're watching the video, you're trying to help me as much as possible. I'm trying to help you as much as possible. Let's go past that, and let's start with this video. We both know how this is going to go. If you think that William Nylander should be traded, fine, that's your opinion. I do not believe that. If you think that his contract is really bad, you can think that. I do not think that. We're just getting this out of the way now. I just believe that what he's giving you is better than what some players are giving you for more money. Now, I am never going to be the type of person to say, get rid of this guy, I hate him, whatever, even if he plays on my favorite team. Cody Ceci, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. If I kind of wanted the Leafs to trade him, but I was never like, okay, let's just get rid of this bum. I hate this guy. He's soft. He's garbage. I don't talk like that. Let's try to not do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to run people out of town because people seem to think, oh, these players don't care. Some do, and we don't really know. But I think William Nylander is a fantastic hockey player, and I don't think that people look at the big picture. I think they just look at one scenario. They just look at the Maple Leafs and say, well, he costs a lot of money. He doesn't hit people, which there's a lot of people in the league, including on the Leafs, that don't hit people. It's just, we kind of have to take a little bit of everything and, leave the bias to the side here, because I will agree with you. Should Nylander got paid a little bit less? I would have liked Nylander at 6.5. I know he got paid just under 7, but 6.5 is probably a fair contract. I think people are being unrealistic if you say that his contract should be less than that or less than 6 million. Even that, that's really cheap for a player that puts up that much points. There's a lot of scenarios and a lot of things that go into a contract and how it's signed. I believe that his contract is actually good, really good. And there's players around the league, and I've brought this up so many times, like Louis Eriksson with Vancouver. That contract is not tradable, and he's not producing for the money he's getting paid. Jeff Skinner, same thing, great player, but he's not producing for the money that he's putting up. He put up less points than William Nylander, and he's not as young as him. He's not as productive as him. And Nylander's still 24 years old. He's still young. I'm the same age as this guy, but there's a lot of players around the league that are getting paid a stupid amount of money to do nothing. The Toronto Maple Leafs should be lucky, and fans should be lucky, that we have a guy that's getting paid just under $7 million, but he's scoring 31 goals and putting 59 points up in 68 games played. So we have to look at it that way, because I'm a big fan of the guy. And again, I have to bring it up. People seem to always want to talk about the fact that he doesn't hit, he doesn't go into the corners. William Nylander, I'm pretty sure, either led or tied or came in second place. He was first or second in the entire NHL in net front goals. People talk about going to the dirty areas. That's right out front of the net. And he was scoring a lot of goals out front there. He's got a great shot. He's an elite passer. He's a great playmaker, great skater. Let's just leave the hitting to other people. He was never drafted to come in here and hit. Since he got drafted, everybody knew he was not going to be physical. He's a skill-based player. If the entire Toronto Maple Leafs team is skilled, that's not his problem. He's going to play his game. He's not going to change his game. And there's an example that I want to bring up. Tyson Barrie. Mike Babcock tried every which way to turn that guy into a defensive defenseman. You can't do that. You can't fix a guy that doesn't need to be fixed. And that's the William Nylander situation. He's already playing his style of game. If he starts throwing the body a little bit more, great. But also, go and look up Nylander's neutral zone numbers. He's not lazy and not defensive like you guys keep saying he is. He's got great neutral zone numbers. Is there some plays where he needs to hustle back? Yes. There's some plays where he's lazy. It happens to everybody. He looks bad sometimes. Everybody does. But I don't want to overdo it. Okay? We need to start, putting the bias to the side. Is he overpaid a little bit? Maybe a little bit, right? But he's still putting up very good numbers. Like let's just look at this for a second. So last season, 59 points in 68 games played. If he plays a full 82, which he would have been healthy for, knock on wood, because he was staying healthy, there's a good chance he was going to be touching close to 40 goals. Like there was a few games there where he scored 2 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal, 1 goal. Like he was putting up big numbers. So like I said, the season before that was the season where he didn't have the contract, but he still had 27 points in 54 games played. Not too bad, not good though. The season before that, 61 points in 82 games played. Before that, 61 points in 81 games played. Like he is a basically money in the bank 60-point guy. Obviously, if the NHL doesn't shut down, he's definitely getting over 60 points. It's inevitable. In 11 more games, it's literally inevitable. He would have put up those numbers. So, again, we talked about his contract, 6.9. Let's just call it 7. A lot of people looked at this number. Guys, Nylander was never paid $10 million as his average annual value. That's just for one season. It went right down to 6.9. There was a bunch of salary, bonus, all this stuff like that had to go into it. Don't worry, he's getting paid $6.9 million. Or if you want to call it 7, you can call it $7 million. But the guy is not being paid $10 million a season. It's just not 6.9. Now, he's got this deal to the 2023-24 season. I need to bring this up again. Without the crazy stuff that's been going on in the world right now, and we all know what we're talking about, the NHL salary cap within the next 2 to 3 years was supposed to go up probably like another $10 to $11 million at least. Like Elliot Friedman was saying, because of Seattle coming in, all that money, and then the NHL was about to get a monster TV deal, which they still might get at the end of this season, but a monster deal, a new contract that would have made them a ton of money, and the salary cap would have went up again. Nylander at $7 million would have looked amazing in a couple of years because, well, it still, to me, still looks great, but it would have looked amazing in a couple of years because that salary cap would have gone up, the percentage would have gone up, players would have been looking for more money, and there's still players that aren't as good as William Nylander getting paid the same, if not more. Are there players that are better than him getting paid less? Yeah, there is. But I'm not a GM. I can't tell you how all that works. I can't tell you how the negotiation works. I like his contract. I think he's playing up to his contract at $7 million without, some of the other overpayments on the Leafs team. You probably would have not cared about this contract. Like, what I'm trying to get at is I love Mitch Marner. I absolutely adore that guy. I think he's a fantastic hockey player, and I always want him to be a Maple Leaf. But he's getting paid like a stupid amount of money, but he's not playing up to that money, in my opinion. Whereas William Nylander is a lot closer, if not right on the money, where he needs to be. Whereas Mitch Marner is not playing up to the same amount of money, but everybody's on Nylander's case. They're not on Marner's case. Marner does a lot of good things, but if you're going to be paying that guy that much money, you need to produce a lot more than what Nylander is. A lot more, because you're getting paid a lot more money. So, again, I don't have to compare those two, but that's a comparison that people keep bringing up. They're both on my favorite team. I get Nylander, and I get Mitch Marner, and I get Austin Matthews, and I get John Tavares. But I think William Nylander is going to be a fantastic player again this year. Last year was like his breakout year, 30-plus goals. This year, obviously, shortened season. I can see him in the 20-25 goal range, maybe a little bit more. Who knows? I'd be safe to say 22 to 25. And he's just going to have a bunch of points. That's what he does. And I don't expect him to be physical. I don't expect him to do a ton more than just put up points. And I think that they're going to emphasize him being, a little bit more defensive, maybe a little bit more focused in the neutral zone, because he is good in the neutral zone. So we'll have to see, but I'm expecting very good things from him this year, and I hope you are too. Let's be positive this year. Let's try to see this team do well together, okay? So if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Leave your predictions down below for William Nylander, and maybe you'll be right at the end of the season. So I appreciate you guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.